Happy Camper Radio.
It's that time again. Time for the Happy Camper Radio Show, the only place you need to be when you're ready to talk camping. Camping is what we're about. Camping is all we talk about. It's episode 209, and we're back in the studio again. Daniel is here. Hello there, Daniel.
Hello.
Yeah, and we've got an exciting show lined up here for you today. Daniel's going to be talking about an upcoming camping trip that's just days away from now. And also, because a lot of folks are still confined to their residence, we got a great entertainment and camping destination right there in your own backyard. We're going to give you some tips on how to really have some fun. It's all for you today on this edition of Happy Camper Radio.
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
And, of course, the Happy Camper Radio Show can be heard all around the world by great listeners just like yourself. You can find us in the iTunes Store, Podbean, MyroGuide, Stitcher, the BlackBerry Podcast Directory, iHeartRadio, Google Play Music, and, of course, on Spotify. Tell all your friends to tune in to Happy Camper Radio today. You can catch us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Well, Daniel, before we get underway, let's do some shout-outs here. Okay. Starting with Justin Clowers of La Follette, Tennessee, Jessica Yvonne, and to Stephanie Shoemaker of New York, New York. They all like us on Facebook. Thank you all so very much for joining us. Glad to have you on board, and more importantly, thank you for being a part of this great Happy Camper Radio family. Fortunately, Daniel, the weather has been in our favor here lately, but it's been hot.
It's been humid.
Oh, my heavens.
It's not the heat, it's the humidity, they say.
And, being off full time now, I'd love to get out there and do some yard work.
Yeah, you got to do it early in the morning like I do it.
There was a time, and you know better than anybody because you're my next door neighbor.
Right.
I didn't have any grass in the backyard.
No, you didn't.
Do you remember the big rainstorm that we had about 3 years ago? It never quit raining.
Yeah.
Everybody's backyard, including yours, was washed out and was nothing but a big mud puddle.
I think I have video of that, actually.
I do, too, and I choose not to look at it.
That's the way it goes.
Fortunately, things got back to normal here, and now I got a beautiful green backyard. And, I planted some grass back there, and I also did a little project that I put together for some new toys that I bought.
Right.
And I think you're well impressed with that.
Very impressed.
Yes. And I did a test run with it here, and I'm hoping to do another one this weekend. So if you're not already connected up with your trailer and out the door, you might be able to come on over here and enjoy the second test.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. And what I'm talking about, of course, folks, is a backyard movie theater. Just recently, I decided because, I hadn't been out camping as much as I really wanted to. The heat was working against me. The work was working against me. I wasn't quite retired yet. And, of course, I'm still in the wind-down process, trying to absorb all of this and trying to catch up on some projects that I have been putting off for a very long time. But since I was at home and since, I was looking online and seeing what campgrounds were open, which campgrounds were closed, and at that particular time, not very many were open, I knew I was going to be confined to the house. So what I decided to do is spend a little cash, and I went ahead and bought myself a home theater for the backyard. And Daniel, I've got some pictures of this already. I'm going to put it on social media. I'm going to try to get in there and put it on the website too. But I went ahead and bought this monstrous 20-foot wide projection screen. It's inflatable. You connect a motor to it, and the motor is really quiet.
Yeah, it is.
So, it doesn't really, you could tell it's there, but it's not annoying.
No.
And especially if you connect some speakers up to this.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to drown it out.
Yeah,
and
I heard your first test. This guy was watching Home Alone in the middle of July for some reason. I don't know what the deal is. I mean, do you have your so many summer movies? There's so many summer movies out there, and he's watching Home Alone.
Daniel,
yeah.
Now, hold tight. Let's step back here for a moment now. Do you wear hearing aids?
No.
I do.
Okay.
All right. I'm older than you, too.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And I had that volume turned down as low as I possibly could.
Okay.
I could have cranked it.
Yeah,
and
you
I knew people were sleeping around me, and
right.
you know, usually you're in bed. I look over there and I see the lights on. Well, you know, they're done for the night.
Mm-hmm.
But you obviously, you know, were probably curious and wondering what I was doing.
Well, I was listening to it. I think I was cutting the grass. I think it was later at night, or I was doing something in the backyard.
You were not cutting grass. Okay. I would have heard that mower.
Well,
so.
I heard something, and I was listening and listening and listening. And I said, what the heck is that movie? I was like, wait a minute. Is that Home Alone? Why is he watching Home Alone in the middle of July? But
well, I'm
anyway.
trying to get myself in a Christmas spirit, even if it's 7 months ahead of time. No, I was in a process of trying to put that all together. The sun just went down. I had the DVD hooked up to it, and I needed something to watch.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing I could put my hand on right at the moment. I says, look, I'm only going to do this as a test.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Miss Crocker in the house, I told her, yes, you want to come on and check this out? No, she was too tired.
Right.
So I was only planning to watch maybe about 15 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up watching the whole movie. I was so mesmerized, Daniel. I was taken in by the size of the screen and everything that I dreamed of having connected to it.
Right.
And you saw yourself, I even built this box to actually put the projector on, as well as an old stereo system.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not spending a whole ton of cash on this.
Right.
But I went ahead and I've got this stereo system that's been in my garage and hardly ever used, because I'm not out there that much working.
Mm-hmm.
But when I always had the radio on. I was always listening to some talk show or something like that.
Right.
But it really never got used. So I decided what I'm going to do is incorporate that into the backyard theater system.
Mm-hmm.
And I went ahead and I purchased 2 sets of 50-foot long speaker cable,
Mm-hmm.
so I could run directly, to either side of the screen. And I connected the DVD player up to it. I connected the stereo system up to it. I could even connect an iPad and an iPhone to it. And what I'm talking about is, of course, is this great projector. It just, the quality, Daniel, just blows me away, which is probably why I decided to sit here and watch Home Alone in the middle of the summer, the whole movie.
Oh, boy.
And I just can't believe we did not have this conversation already.
I was getting a kick out of it.
You were listening to
I was
this.
getting a kick out of listening to it. I was trying to imagine it in my head, but it was pretty funny.
Why didn't you come on over? Why didn't you bring your wife on over?
I'm not a Home Alone fan. There's certain movies that I would like to watch on the big screen. There are a few movies that I'd like to watch, but
knowing the fact that I was watching it all night long,
mm-hmm.
if you would have come on over with a DVD in hand, I would have gladly popped that one on and put yours on.
Well, I'm a digital guy. I don't have any DVDs. I gave all of them away.
Oh, okay.
I'm all digital all the time.
Okay, well, even if you are digital, like we said with this particular projector here, it is great because you can actually connect your iPhone or your iPad to it.
Yep.
And you can watch the movies that you have already downloaded.
There you go.
So this is going to be, it's great summer entertainment. And I have seen a couple situations already where some folks have packed these things away and actually took them on a camping trip somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and took them to a campground and set up a theater like it's there. And I have talked about before about leaving the electronics at home.
Right.
But sometimes you've just got to bring a little bit of entertainment with you, and I understand that now.
Well, I know when me and Deidre go to Disney, and everyone who's ever been to a Disney park, basically what he's talking about is those inflatable screens. They're everywhere at Disney. They're at the campground. They're at all the hotels. All of them play different movies. There's a schedule for a different movie every night, and it's really cool. It's really immersive. It's nice being outside, but being in a movie, not a theater, but it's like a movie setting. So it's really cool. But I can't I can't wait to watch something that I want to watch out there. No Christmas movies. That's for sure. Ugh.
Maybe if we set it up in maybe mid-December or something like that, I might encourage you to come on over to watch it.
Yeah, we could watch.
You can start dreaming
It's
about
a Wonderful Life.
You can start dreaming about all the presents your wife is going to buy you for Christmas.
I don't know about that.
But I tell you, I've got to tip my hat to my brother for actually getting me turned on to this. He has a system at home, and it's not as elaborate as this, but just I looked at the pictures that he has, and he, of course, he invites neighbors on over, and they sit there and watch movies, and it's a great form of entertainment. And you've got to consider the fact that even though a lot of these campgrounds are still not open, and some of them are that do have restrictions, maybe you still can't get out for whatever reason. There's no problem at all setting something like this up in your own backyard, even if you want to do a camp out. Even if you want to put your tent out and still invite some friends on over, have a cookout, set up a tiki bar, just, kick back and relax. And it's really something to, get your mind off just everyday life as we see it today.
Well, I know a lot of people, they'll just put a white bed sheet up and stuff and, get a projector and do it that way. So, I mean, it depends on, your financial situation. But, I mean, it could be done for really cheap. It could be done for really expensive, but it's a really cool thing. It's fun to have people come over, socially distance or whatever. I mean, it's a lot easier outside. I mean, I think Walmart's doing outside movies in their parking lots, and this is another way to kind of get together with friends and stuff, and actually watch movies. I mean, I haven't watched a movie in a movie theater in, what's going on 9-10 months now, and I don't know. I'm kind of missing it. So, I mean, this is the next best thing.
I can't even tell you when the last time I was at a movie theater. I think maybe it was when I retired the first time back in 2005.
Oh, okay.
That's how long it's been since I've actually sat in a movie theater. My heart is not there, Daniel.
Right.
I'm ever since Netflix and Hulu and all those other places that you can get online and you can watch movies uninterrupted. There are so many out there, and I pick a new one all the time. In the evening hours now, yes, I'm in front of my TV. I'm in my recliner, and I'm kicked back.
Right.
But I would like to be outside of my tent in my camping recliner and kicked back. That's really where I'd want to be.
Yep.
And pretty soon I'm going to have to break that tent out again and get it all set up. But, the heat out here, Daniel, especially here in the South,
that's why we're in the pop-up.
Oh, yeah.
We ain't doing that tent thing. I saw on Facebook the other day, it was about a year ago now that we went to Fort Yargo, and I was thinking to myself, how the heck did we go out there and this kind of heat? What were we thinking? We should have brought our pop-up. We shouldn't have roughed it like Skip.
We roughed it all right. It was like 160 steps from the truck to the campsite.
Yeah.
There was no backing in there. Yeah.
But we got air conditioning. We took out the RV the other day, or the pop-up the other day, plugged it all up, made sure everything was good to go, greased the gears and stuff and the lift system and all that. It was just, doing the last bit of, preparing, see what we had in there, see what we need to get. We bought a toaster oven to put in there for when we go. So I think we're good to go. I went over to my mom's house the other day. She had a bunch of stuff from when she had a pop-up. She sold it recently, so I acquired some stuff out of her box of pop-up stuff, and I got that with my stuff that we're going to be packing away. And we're going to be heading out next week, so I'm pretty excited.
You've got all the furnishings right now that you're ever going to need. But, we've talked about that pop-up of yours on so many occasions already. Maybe it's time I come on over there with my brand-new Hero GoPro 8.
Yep.
And my new 4K camera, and actually show these folks, exactly how you and your wife go about camping.
It's nice. It gets cold in there. Like when we turned it on the other day, it was cold in that camper. And it was amazing.
Well, it's cold in this studio because yesterday I had a brand new whole house air conditioning and heating system put in. Yeah, so you can tell it's pretty.
I was
comfortable
wondering why
in here.
It was so quiet. Every time I go outside in the summer, I can always hear Skip's air conditioner humming away. It's like it's like a jackhammer almost.
Well, but it wasn't until the guys came in to look at it, I come to find out that the blade was broken on there because the last technician I had come in put the wrong motor in there, and it wasn't designed for that particular type of a system, and the fan broke, and that system was as old as this house. So, it was time for it to go.
Oh, yeah.
But, these guys here down the street here, they were incredible.
I think we had them help us out when we got our water heater hooked up, and they did some piping with the water heater. I don't know, it's connected to the air conditioning system. I think venting or something, but Yeah, they came out. They were really cool.
Yeah, they were only here for like 4 hours, but they got the old system out and the new one in, and I was very, very pleased with it. So, of course, that set me back a few dollars, so I'm not going to be going camping this weekend like you are. Okay. But
actually, we're going in the middle of next week. We're going Wednesday to Friday because the place we're going to is called Skidaway Island. It's down near Savannah, and we love going to Savannah. And it's my wife's birthday. Her birthday is on the 29th, so we figured we'd do something special during her birthday. I don't know what it looks like down there as far as what's open. She was asking me today if she wanted to do a ghost tour because we're big on the ghost tours, and we've been on a few over there, and I just don't know what's open or whatever, but we're going to try to have a good time. Just, not do too much, just, hang out and, kick it. But there is one thing we're going to go to. It's called, I don't know how many people have been down to Savannah or know anything about that area, but on your way to Tybee Island, there's a restaurant there called the Crab Shack, and it is the best. It is so amazing, and we haven't been there in probably 10 years, ever since I was just got out of the Navy and was just like, I don't know, slumming it.
I got to say this.
What's that?
About 10 years ago, no, maybe it's going to be longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back maybe about 18.
Okay.
You lose track of your years as you get older.
Okay.
But I went to Savannah the last time when I was in law enforcement, and I was down there on business for a week.
Uh-huh.
And it was in Chatham County, which is, I think that's in Savannah's jurisdiction. Savannah. But in the evening hours, what I did for entertainment, since I was really down there with somebody that I was working with that I was really not too fond of, and that person went their way in the evening, I went mine. But I used to go over to the edge of the ocean, and I watched the big ships come in.
Oh, yeah.
That is a sight to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking the carrier ships, the ones that carry all these big boxes, the trailers and
cargo. Yeah.
My heavens, that is a sight to see.
I guess so. I was in the Navy, so
that
was
entertainment. And and I read also somewhere that's one of those one-trip getaways, like we've talked about. If you want to get down there and get back, if you live in Georgia, anywhere close to Atlanta, that's about a 4 or 5 hour drive.
Yeah, about that long.
Yeah. Also, if you can go on, there's some hotels down there.
Oh, yeah.
You can go on a ghost tour.
So here's the thing, so there's these hotels down there, and Deidre's all, into the whole ghost thing and everything. She doesn't want to see a ghost. She wants to hear about a ghost, and she refuses to stay in one of those hotels. I want to stay in one of those hotels so badly, but I just don't understand her way of thinking. I mean, she likes it, but she doesn't want to experience it. I want to experience it. I want to see it. I want to feel that chill that they all talk about. So anyway, I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Is it one of the old time hotels?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a bunch of them down there. It's like, a lady jumped to her death here, and all these people got sick here.
That's what I'm talking about, Daniel. You can go on some ghost tours.
Yeah.
And just do a little research online if you're into that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, we've been on about 3 or 4 of them. Actually, we went on the last time we went there, we were on a pub tour. It was a haunted pub tour, and a lot of the stories we remember, like, oh yeah, in this one the people see the thing, and the hotel or in the people at the bar hear these sounds and everything. So we're like, oh boy, we've heard this before. And it's like, I don't know, but it's still fun. It's a lot of fun, but I just don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know what the bar situation is because there's a lot of bars down there. I don't know if they're going to be open. I have no idea, but hopefully we'll figure something out. And if we can't do the ghost tour thing, we can go to Tybee Island and Crab Shack, of course. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff to do at Skidaway Island. We're gonna be doing some geocaching, of course. And actually, Deidre just got a new DSLR the other day, and she's trying to get into the whole photography thing and learn about that. And what better place to go to than Savannah to take some really cool pictures and stuff. So I mean, we'll probably be doing a lot of that, and it's going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to it
well, there's one thing I want you to do for me.
Okay.
On your way down there, and it's only going to take about 2 or 3 minutes out of your way.
Okay.
And I know how you're going to be driving, Daniel. I know the route to Savannah. Mm-hmm. You're going to go straight down I-75, and you're going to get on I-16, which is going to take you straight into Savannah.
Right.
Once you get into the intersection where I-16 takes you into Savannah, somewhere along that stretch of roadway, you're going to stop in the town of Uber.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I want you to stand there in the town of Uber, and I want you to get a picture, so welcome here, and you stand there and wave and smile and everything. Yeah, and send me that picture.
Okay.
That would be so cool.
All right.
Yeah,
we can do
and
that.
it's right along the way, too.
All right. Okay.
Isn't it great to have a town that's named after you?
Well, don't you remember when you tried to go down to Florida? There's Pitts, Georgia, remember? Or something like that.
Uh-huh.
So there we go. We both have towns in Georgia named after us.
Well, I'm from Pittsburgh, and up there they have Fort Pitt.
Yep.
So, yeah. Okay. But hey, that sounds really great, really interesting. I wish I was going with you. Darn, I could set everything aside, from the fact that I don't really have much to do right now.
Right.
No, I'll take that back. I've got plenty of projects, 2 houses, and a lot of work both inside and out.
Right.
And I'm getting a lot of that done right now. But yeah, this is kind of what's holding me up. This, when I decided I was going to go ahead and retire, I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm going to have all the time in the world to go camping and get away, recreation and stuff. And I stopped and realized, there's all this stuff that has been piling up over the years.
Oh, yeah.
And I think every retiree goes through that. And I'm going through that right now. But yeah, as time rolls along there, it's there's going to give me an opportunity to get out there and spending some time out there and doing some camping. And, like you said, that Fort Yargo trip that we did last year, that was so entertaining. It was so good. I'm not into the geocaching stuff like you and your wife are, but hey, I had a great time when I was out there.
Well, that's good.
Even if it was just sitting up on the shore, just watching people, in their kayaks and watching boats go by. One of the things I really enjoy, Daniel, and you may not do this down in Savannah, but if you're like on a lake somewhere, I'm a night owl. I'm usually up till 11, 12 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And, and I say that because now I can sleep them hours. When I used to work, I was working those overnight hours. But one of the things I like to do when I'm camping is actually taking my lawn chair or my camping chair, whatever you want to call it, go down by the lake and just sit there. The breath of fresh air that you're getting from that lake, number one. Number two, the moon that glows over top of that lake. And number three, just the silence, and maybe you hear way off in the distance a small boat motor.
Okay.
That is relaxing to me.
I hear bullfrogs. I remember when
I can go along with that too.
When we're up in the mountains, sometimes these bullfrogs, they would be so loud, and oh my gosh. I feel like that's where it started with me having to wear earplugs to sleep, because I cannot sleep without earplugs.
I'll tell you what else I enjoy doing. Sleeping by the babbling brook.
Oh, yeah.
If you got a running stream nearby, it's not too loud, but it's just enough to put you to sleep.
I feel like that'd make me want to go to the bathroom or something.
Oh, that's a pain to do in the middle of the night, especially when you don't have the facilities right there in your tent or your pop-up. You got to get up, you got to get dressed, and you got to, hopefully you're parked somewhere near the bathhouse.
That's what a bottle's for. You get one of those pee bottles.
Oh, now we're not going to talk about new camping techniques like that on the show.
Actually, in some pop-ups, we don't have it in ours, but in a lot of pop-ups, they have just like a kind of a bucket thing for, things like that. So, we never used it, but I mean, that is something that they have.
Sounds kind of disgusting, but the fact remains, too, it's a necessity.
Yeah, I mean, you pour water in it, and, you dump it in the gray water the next day, but, when you got to go, you got to go.
And you got to do what you got to do. That's just the way it is.
Exactly.
It's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
We really ought to be talking about that campground down in Savannah, but I'll tell you what we'll do, Daniel. When you get back, we'll talk up that experience.
Okay.
And you let us know exactly what kind of fun that was. But this week, we're going to take you to the state of Kentucky at Pikes Ridge. It's part of Green River Lake Campground, and look at the photos on their website. I'll have it on happycamperradio.com for you to see. Campgrounds are out there around about $15 to $21 a night. It's not going to break the bank. And, hey, talk about boating, talk about camping, talk about great weather. This might be a campground for you to consider if you're in the state of Kentucky. The Pine Ridge facility is open during the following season. That's May 8th through September 26th, which is the peak season. You're in that right now. And if you have an opportunity to get away up there to Kentucky, this is definitely a campground you might want to consider. It's situated along Kentucky's Highland Rim. Pikes Ridge Campground is surrounded by forested tracks, rolling meadows, and the pristine banks of the Green River Lake. The campground is a shoreline campground offering 60 campsites, 20 of which have water and electric hookups. Several waterfront campsites are available. Those are the kinds, Daniel, I like. I love sleeping right on the edge of the lake. And they provide convenience to lake access. They have a playground, a hiking trail. Swimming beach offers additional recreation opportunities within the campground. They got a boat ramp, courtesy docks. Several docks tie up to the boats for boats, and a fishing pier. A lot of parking available, too. This is just a wonderful family entertainment style campground, Daniel, and it's one you may want to consider if you happen to go camping. If you plan on doing some fishing while you're up there, definitely consider an out-of-state fishing license. I'm not sure exactly what the requirements are in the state of Kentucky, but I'll tell you this much. You don't want to go somewhere and don't be licensed when you should be, because that's when you're going to run into the man. And, Daniel, you get away with stuff, not me.
Right.
I'd be the one to get caught each and every time. But, if you like wildlife, if you like fishing, if you like getting away, if you just like being in the great outdoors, this is definitely a wonderful campground for you to consider. And I'm going to have a link to it on Happy Camper Radio all week long. Just click on the featured campground tab and you'll find it right there. Also, if you don't have a recreation.gov account, this might be an opportunity for you to go ahead and sign up. It does not cost anything for that, and you can book all your reservations right there on recreation.gov, especially if you're going to be using a recreation.gov campsite more than 1, 2, or 3 times. It's a great convenience to have. And just go ahead, and I've got an account there. I'm sure, Daniel, you've got an account.
Yep.
And, we use it. You know, these great Army Corps of Engineers sites, they're fantastic, very well kept, very well clean. And I look forward to going on my next camping trip. I definitely want to get back down to the border of Alabama and Georgia, Daniel. Yeah, that place
Near
down
Columbus?
there. Yeah, no, I'm talking West Point Lake.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Our Schaefer Herd Campground, the very first campground that I visited while I was here in Georgia.
Okay.
And and anytime I look at pictures like this, Daniel, that I'm looking at right now for Pikes Ridge, I think of our Schaefer Herd because, like I said, it's beautiful, it's clean, it's a great place to be. But if you happen to be getting into the state of Kentucky, maybe this year, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, it's definitely a campground you want to keep in mind. It's Pike Ridge, and it is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Skip and Daniel. HappyCamperRadio.com.
And if you have a campground you'd like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at HappyCamperRadio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. Well, Daniel, take a lot of pictures, drive safely down there.
I will.
Have yourself a good time. How long are you going to be gone?
Wednesday to Friday.
Wednesday through Friday, okay?
Because on the weekend, it's packed.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to get out there.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed the weather stays in perfect shape for you while you and your wife are gone. But I'll hold the fort down here, and I know Betty Crocker's probably going to be watching your pets while you're gone, like she always does. And when you get back, we're going to have a lot of good things to talk about.
There we go.
All right, remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. By next week, Daniel's going to be a happy camper, if he's not already. And you hang around with us long enough, folks, we're definitely going to make a happy camper out of you. Have a good one. We'll talk to you again real soon. Thank you, and listening to Happy Camper Radio. Have yourself a wonderful day, folks.
Happy Camper Radio.